Hey everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to our channel, and in today's video I'm going to go over some different website designs generated by AI. So we've talked a lot about how AI can help us and how to use them, how to use the AI website builders as well. And the way that all these AI website builders work is that they will generate a design for you depending on what answers that you give them using their design assistants and things like that. So in today's video we're going to compare different websites design that have been generated by AI. We'll look at Wix, Squarespace and Jimdo. And we'll also take a look at some website designs, design types that you should consider, things like minimalist design, flat surface design, and things like that. So without further ado, let's get started. So AI website builders are definitely shaking up the world of web design, but here's what you need to know about websites that have been designed by them. So the good parts about these AI website designs is the accessibility. AI makes web design really accessible to anyone, regardless of their coding experience. We've seen how some of these AI web builders work. You can create a professional looking website within minutes, really quickly, really easily, even if you've never touched a line of code. AI automates a lot of the tedious tasks like layout generation, color schemes and selection, and content creation as well. This frees you up to do more important aspects like branding and content strategy as well. Some AI builders can analyze your content, target audience to suggest personalized design elements and layouts. This can help you create a website that truly resonates with your visitors. AI algorithms are constantly learning and evolving, so they can incorporate the latest design trends into your website. This can help your site look fresh and modern, and as well as keeping up with the times as well. And a lot of AI website builders offer affordable pricing plans, and that makes them a good option for budget-conscious businesses and individuals, or small businesses who in the beginning may not have a big budget for a website, but definitely you don't want to miss out on building a website. But here's the not so good. While some builders offer extensive customization, most might restrict your control over the design. This can be frustrating if you have a very specific vision in mind. AI-generated designs can sometimes lack the originality and personality of websites created by human designers. This is especially true when using generic templates. AI builders may not be able to handle complex website features or functionality. This can limit your options for things like e-commerce or custom fonts or custom forms as well. AI-generated designs can also lack the originality and personality for websites created by human designers. This is true especially when using generic templates. And it's not always clear how AI algorithms arrive at certain design decisions, and this can make it difficult to understand and refine your website's design process. Overall, AI website builders offer a really convenient and affordable way to create a professional website, even for those who have no design experience. But it's really important to be aware of the limitations and be prepared to invest in some time in customization to make your website stand out. If you're considering using an AI website builder, do some research to find out one that offers the features and flexibility that you need. And remember, even with AI, there's no substitute for a human touch when it comes to creating a website that truly reflects your brand and objectives. So let's take a look at Squarespace and see some of the designs generated by Squarespace and how they work and compare the design as well. So Squarespace falls under the category of AI-powered website builders, so the things I mentioned previously will apply. But here's a closer look at Squarespace and typically what they offer. So Squarespace have this drag and drop editor that's very visual and very user-friendly and intuitive, and it allows you to customize templates without needing to write code. So let's talk about some of the how to get started. So getting started with Squarespace is free. You can test out the full version of Squarespace for free, but only for 14 days. So it doesn't actually have a free plan. You just have a free trial, really. And the way you start off with, first it'll ask you about what your site, what it's about, and you can pick from one of the original, from one of the ideas and examples that they've put in. If not, you can always describe the site here. And you just want to continue and asking the questions that they've asked for. So for example, what are your top goals? In this part, they're really trying to figure out the functionality of your website. Are you trying to offer an e-commerce functionality? So you want to sell things? Or you want to promote a physical business? Do you want to collect leads through a contact form? Things like that. So you just want to go through each of them and just see how that works. And then you want to actually choose a professional design template from Squarespace as well. The other thing that you can do is also build your own template, and this is with the AI builder. So the first thing that you need to do is continue with your account. You can either sign up with Google or sign up with Apple, Facebook, or you can continue with your email and create your account. and it'll start setting up your account and setting up your AI generator as well. So it's going to ask you what your Squarespace site can be called, and you can always change it later, but you basically just want the name of your website. The next thing that it's going to do is ask you to build your homepage, and this is a really interesting way to build out your website. What it does is it kind of lays out all the sections of your homepage. So you've got an intro section, product section, courses section, footer section, and it's basically just asking you to build out your website section by section. Now, not all sections will be relevant. So for example, if you're not planning to add e-commerce onto your site, then you won't need the product section. So you can just leave it blank, but you basically just want to go through each of these sections and build out your homepage. And add as many or as little sections as you need. And you'll see as you select something, this editor here is like a live editor, so you can see it being built as you're doing it. Again, saving you a lot of time and effort because you're not coding anything, you're literally just selecting parts of your website. So I'm just going to go through, and so we want to add this about section. I'm just going to play around with it and see what looks good and what you want to change as well. And we're going to add a social section and a forum section as well, and just add a little footer. And you can see I can go through and add and make any changes as I want. Now, with what we've seen with a lot of AI website builders is that not everything is set in stone. So if you're not happy with the final design in terms of small things like the font or the colors or anything like that, all of that can be changed. It's really just to get you a starting off point and see what's being done that way. Next up is the pages, and it's just going to ask you about what pages you want to add. And you can go through and see, and then it'll ask you for a color scheme. And again, you can always change up the colors that they picked later. It's just to give you a starting off point and just have an initial kind of setup that you can edit and makes it a little bit easier, so you're not working with like a blank page. But you can see as I'm testing out different color palettes, I can go through the site and just see how that looks across the site as well. And same with the font pairing. So these are font pairings that are been curated by Squarespace's designers. And you basically just want to go through and see what font pairings suits your branding, suits your site. And again, it can be changed later. Squarespace are kind of known for its collection of sleek and modern templates that cater to various industries and styles. They're pre-designed with responsive layouts and focus on clean minimalism, bold typography, and high-quality imagery as well. And all Squarespace websites are built with mobile responsiveness in mind. So everything looks and functions well on all devices, and that's really crucial in today's mobile-dominated world. Squarespace integrates seamlessly with various third-party tools, and it offers lots of e-commerce features as well. Okay, we're just going to continue with the designs. So here is a look at this template generated by Squarespace. So Squarespace is known for very modern templates, and this is quite a modern kind of design, especially with the font making it as well, but it's very minimalistic and very clean, just with the color schemes being used. And again, it's all been curated by their designers, so it makes sense that this is the kind of work that we'll see. So yeah, it's a pretty good starting off point, especially because it only took us a few minutes as well. So it's quite handy in that sense. Well, flexible, Squarespace templates have inherent design constraints, so you might not achieve the same level of bespoke design as fully with a custom website built from scratch or anything. Or even something like Wix. Wix is a little bit more flexible in terms of adjusting their templates and things like that. Overall, I think Squarespace is a really great option for creating professional-looking websites. The templates generated by AI is really good, especially for beginners. They have really beautiful templates that the AI generated, very intuitive editor, and this mobile-first approach makes it really compelling for individuals and businesses alike. But just to kind of be aware of the limitations afterwards in customizations and consider your need for a truly unique brand website, brand identity when you're making your decision. So yeah, so this would be Squarespace's AI. And yeah, it's a good template to start off with. But I guess afterwards to customize it might be a bit more restrictive compared to something else. So now let's take a look at Wix, and particularly the Wix AI called the Wix ADI, so the Artificial Design Intelligence. This tool takes a really unique approach to generating website designs. So they have these AR-powered design decisions. So it uses sophisticated algorithms to analyze trends, user behavior and design principles, and this ensures that your website looks modern, professional, and user-friendly while remaining unique to your brand. So the way it works is the design assistant will ask you lots of questions about your business, your business history, what you want to offer on your website, a bit about your branding, and it will then generate a website for you. So just to show how that looks. So this is a little bit of what the AI looks like. So the AI will talk to you about different things about your website. You just want to click on Start Now. And it will ask you question by question. So first of all, it'll ask, what do you want to call your site? And you'll write your answers in the bottom here. And they make it really easy to kind of get help answering questions, because after every question, if you're not sure about what to write as an answer, if you're not sure what the question is actually asking, you can ask to rephrase the question. And this will basically just explain the question in a different way. So for example, the question is, what kind of business is your business? And when you ask to rephrase that, it just asks, could you provide a general description of what your business does? What you can also do is, if you're not sure how to answer a question, just click on Help Me Answer, and the AI will give you will give you examples of how to answer that question. So for this question, if we answer with Help Me Answer, it will give you an example of what they're looking for. So for example, you could say that your business is a holistic health and wellness center that offers various social services, things like that. So you just want to go through and answer each question one by one. And if you need help, ask to rephrase the question or help me answer. And if you don't think the question is relevant, or if you don't want to answer that question, you can always skip a question. But bear in mind that if you skip too many questions, it's not going to give the AI enough information to create a website that's accurate to how you want it. And as you answer the questions, you'll notice on the right-hand side, your site profile. So as you write answers and as you answer the questions, it'll create a profile for your website. And that's essentially where it notes down what your website should be like and what your website is about and how you should build your website. So it'll ask for things like site type, any apps that they feel like should be added, what your overall site goals are, target audience, things like that. And you just keep on going until the AI itself is happy with the content that you've given and is able to create a site for you. So this is an example of what the Wix AI has come up with after we answered all the questions. With Wix ADI, they prioritize understanding your needs and preferences. It asked really detailed questions about your business, target audience, design style, and it used that information to generate this truly personalized website layout and content suggestions as well. It was really quick and easy to use the website builder. It required minimal technical expertise. I got to choose colors and fonts, and I had a basic website in minutes. And despite being AI generated, the Wix ADI is very, very customizable. You can adjust layouts, change elements, and add your own content to make the design sort of truly your own as well. I'd say the design is quite modern and it is quite fresh, the design. It's not too outdated, which makes it really good as well. In terms, compared to Squarespace, I would say they took more time to figure out what it is this site should look like, what I'm looking for in the site and my business type. And I feel like now that's kind of matched the business a little bit better. So yeah, some things to consider. Squarespace, the design was a lot more sleek, and you could say there's a trade-off there. But overall, it's a great platform. It's a great option for individuals and entrepreneurs seeking a quick, personalized, and user-friendly way to create a professional website. Its strengths lie in its ease of use, strong focus on user experience, and cost effectiveness. In terms of some cons, with all AI templates and all AI generators, there is a potential for genericness. So while it is personalized, some users might find the ADI designs can lean towards template aesthetics, especially if you don't provide detailed preferences as well. So keep in mind the limitations in controlling complexity when deciding if it's the right fit for your project. But overall, I would say the Wix ADI is a really fantastic option and definitely one that's worth exploring. It's free to explore as well. Wix has a free hosting plan, and you are allowed to use the Wix design assistant as well. So Jimdo also boasts an AI website builder. It's called Dolphin, and it has its own unique spin on generating website designs. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in Jimdo, and we're just going to log in and sign up. But you can sign up for free, or if you already have an account, you can log in. So once you've signed up, you are going to create a new website with Jimdo, and we're going to go for the no coding required editor. And this will focus on creating a website by asking you a few simple questions similar to how Squarespace works. So we're just going to go through and answer these questions. And we are going to make a business website. And so the first thing that's going to do is going to ask us questions about our business. If we have any online presence, it will look for that as well. And you ask very similar questions to Wix. So things like, what are your goals? What are you hoping to achieve? And that's, again, for the same purpose, to see what kind of apps to add, what kind of functionality to add as well. And it will also ask you questions about the design and color scheme as well. And it will then just ask to pick a website that you'd like. And in terms of that, it's just kind of getting an idea of what styling you have and what styling and branding that you prefer. You can preview both of these and just go for whichever one that suits you best. And we're just going to create a website for free and create a plan later. So Jimdo is very simple and very streamlined. It focuses on extreme ease of use and asks very minimal questions, analyzes your basic information, and quickly generates 2 potential layouts for you to choose from. This is perfect for those who want a website up and running in the blink of an eye. And it analyzes your existing content like social media profiles, Google My Business listings, and uses it to populate your website with text, images, and even basic SEO settings. This can save you a lot of time and effort while ensuring your website has relevant content from the start. And similar to the other builders we've seen, it ensures that your website adapts perfectly on other devices as well, as not just desktop, making it really crucial for today's mobile-centric world. And again, it offers free plans for creating very basic websites. Paid plans will unlock a little bit more features and customization options, but at the end of the day, it means that Jimdo is a budget-friendly choice for beginners or small projects. So while the initial design is AI generated, you can easily customize Jimdo websites with drag and drop editors. So if we go onto the website builder, you can see we can sort of like add blocks and add sections as well, making it really easy. So while it's very simple and streamlined, I will say compared to the Wix ADI and Squarespace, Jimdo offers less initial design variation and finer grained customization options. You might not achieve a highly bespoke look with it, and the quality of your existing content actually relies a lot more is being relied on a lot more than something compared to Wix, where they just ask you questions and you fill in content that way. If your existing content, like your social media and your Google My Business listings, isn't strong or doesn't align well with your desired website direction, the AI will generate the best results for you and excels in. So you might not get the best results with Jimdo as you would with something like Wix or even Squarespace. The other thing is that compared to even something like Squarespace is quite a very professional, clean design. The template that's been generated by Jimdo is a little bit more generic, I would say, a little bit more templatey. Squarespace and Wix were a bit more seamless, were a bit more modern, and I would say Jimdo is a bit more blocky, I guess. So design quality that's come now after Jimdo. Jimdo's AI builder, I wouldn't say it's up there with the likes of Squarespace or Wix, but that could just be because we didn't have a lot of content in terms of our existing content, in terms of the social media and the Google listings. So overall, it's a solid option for those who prioritize speed, simplicity, and a cost-effective solution. The content-driven approach and mobile optimization are beneficial if you do have existing content, but be aware of the limitations in design control and complexity and brand customization as well when considering for your website. Overall, I would say Wix would be the best one in terms of generating a design with AI. They really take the time to understand what your business is about, what you're hoping to achieve, the type of content. And not only that, it's really easy to customize. I think they have the most flexibility in terms of customizing the design after. Squarespace is a really good option if you really do prioritize design. Their designs that they come up with is really good and really high quality as well. Jimdo is a solid option if you want something really fast and you do have some existing content. But I would just say the quality isn't quite up there with the Squarespace design and things like that. And again, if you don't have any existing content, if you're very brand new, you might not get the website that's close to what you're looking for. So just something to keep in mind. So what we're going to do now is look at the different types of web design. When it comes to web design, there's loads of different types in terms of like the style and layout. So let's talk about some existing web design types and some features and examples for all of them. So what are the different types of web design? One of the types of web design is a minimalist design. A minimalist design features a simple layout, limited color palette, and minimal use of graphics or other visual elements. A really good example of a website using minimalist design is Apple. So Apple's website is a great example of minimalist design. The layout is really simple. There's plenty of white space as well. It's a limited color palette and only has a few visual elements on each page. The typography is very clean, it's very easy to read, and the images and videos are really high quality and really impactful. The overall design is quite elegant and sophisticated, and the focus on the products and their features as well is there as well. This design approach is consistent across all of the website, and it provides a sort of seamless user experience as well. Crisp Studio, now known as Facilitator School, is a website that features a collection of websites or like a design portfolio, and it's a really great example of minimalist approach. The site uses a simple layout with plenty of white space, this kind of off-white, white and yellow color scheme, and the images and videos are the main focus, and the site navigation is very minimalistic and intuitive as well. It's very easy to navigate, and this kind of consistent, and the branding and the color scheme is kind of consistent, and the style is consistent across their entire website. So it makes it a really easy website to navigate and also provides a really seamless user experience as well. So it's a really good example of having a minimalistic approach to showcase all their portfolios, basically. Awards.com is a website that features a collection of websites that are recognized for design and innovation. The site itself is a really great example of minimalist design with a simple layout, limited color palette, with a big focus on typography as well. The site navigation is easy to use, and the content is presented in this really clean and organized way. And similar to the other websites, the rest of their website is also following that kind of layout as well. So it makes a really seamless user experience and really clean and really kind of easy for users to manage as well. And lastly, Duolingo. So Duolingo's website is a great example of minimalist design applied to an educational website. This site uses a really clean layout with plenty of white space, simple graphics, and really bold kind of typography as well. The color palette is limited, but the use of bright, kind of cheerful colors really helps make the site feel really friendly and approachable as well, which is really important. Those are kind of really important feelings to kind of evoke from a user when it comes to an education style website. The site navigation is also really easy to use, and the focus on learning is helping users, and the focus is to help users learn a new language as well. So all these examples kind of show how minimalist design can be effective across a variety of different websites, from portfolio sites to educational sites to design showcase sites as well. So it's not limited to a certain type of website, but each kind of design, while it's using minimalist design, it kind of evokes a different kind of reaction from the user as well. So that's really important. The next kind of website design is flat design. So flat design is a style of website design that features really clean, simple graphics but bold, bright colors. So one example of flat design would be Spotify's website. So this is Spotify's website here, and Spotify's website is a great example of flat design. It has a really clean layout, simple graphics, and a really bold typography. The site uses, while it's dark, it uses sort of contrasting colors and simple kind of geometric shapes to create this kind of modern and playful feel as well. There are some bright colors used in different parts of the website, but overall it follows that kind of clean, seamless layout, and all of the colors are contrasting as well. So it makes it really easy to kind of see what the focus is on, and it uses these kind of graphics as well to kind of make it easy for users to kind of navigate across all the content as well. The site navigation is easy to use at the top here, and the content is presented in this really clean and organized way as well. Another example of flat website design is Stripe.com. So Stripe's website also features a flat design approach with a simple, clean layout, limited color palette, yet a really bold color palette, and minimalist graphics as well. The typography is really bold and easy to read, and the site navigation is clear and intuitive, and this kind of use of white space and simple shapes really help create a modern and streamlined look and feel as well. So you can see with the Stripe's website, all the colors are there, and all of the colors in the layout, it goes into the different parts of the websites as well. So it's all very seamless and it's all very cohesive as well. It all works really well together. Next, we have Microsoft.com. So Microsoft's website is another great example of flat design with a clean, minimalist layout and bold, bright colors. The site uses simple, flat graphics and typography to create a modern and streamlined look and feel. The site navigation is really easy to use, so you can see the navigation up here, and the content is presented in this very clean and kind of organized way as well. So all these examples really show how flat design can be effective across a variety of different types of websites. So we've seen it from music streaming services, payment platforms, and technology companies as well. So next up, we have Material Web Design. So Material Design is a design language developed by Google, and that it emphasizes the use of tactile surfaces, really subtle animation, and also bold and bright colors. So one example of Material Design is Google.com. And Google's website is a great example of material design because the site features a really clean, simple layout, and it does use the bright, bold colors as well with a focus on typography. On the days where Google uses the Google Doodles, the use of tactile surfaces and subtle animations really help create a sense of depth and interactivity. The site navigation in general is really easy to use, and the content is presented in a really clean and organized way. Another really great example is InVisionApp.com. So InVision website is another great example of material design. So it uses clean, minimalist layout, this really kind of bright, bold colors as well. The site uses geometric shapes and a focus on typography to create a modern and streamlined look and feel. There's also the use of kind of these tactile surfaces and subtle animations to kind of help create that sense of interactivity, and the site navigation as well, really easy to use, really clean, really modern. And this kind of layout and design, if it carries on across the whole website as well to create that kind of seamless user experience. And lastly, we have the material design website itself. And this website is a great example of the design language in action. So the site uses a really clean and simple layout with plenty of white space, bold typography, and bright colors as well. And the site navigation here is really intuitive, and the content is presented in this really clean and organized way. The site also includes a number of interactive elements to help demonstrate the design language in action. And you can sort of see it all and across the website as well. So it's a really clean kind of use for material design as well. So these examples kind of show how material design can be effective across all different types of websites, from search engines, software design platforms, and also design language showcases as well. Next, we have responsive design. So responsive design is a design approach that ensures a website looks good and functions well on all devices, including desktops, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. Nowadays, it's really important for all websites to be responsive, as more and more people are coming onto websites and using websites more on their phone as opposed to their laptop or anything like that. It's also really good for SEO. So Google also are recognizing that more and more people are coming onto websites using mobile phones. So badly responsive website on mobile can actually affect your ranking on Google as well. So one example of a website that uses really good responsive web design is the NewYorkTimes.com. So the New York Times website is a great example of responsive design. The site layout, it adapts to different screen sizes and from desktop to mobile, ensuring this kind of clean, minimalistic approach as well. So you can sort of see, using the inspect element tool, the different kind of ways that the site is responsive on mobile, how everything kind of stacks and everything kind of resizes as well. The site features a really clean and minimalistic design with plenty of white space and a focus on typography as well. Next, we have the Airbnb website. So Airbnb's website is another great example of responsive design. The site itself features a clean and modern design and adapts to the different screen sizes that's available. The navigation itself is really intuitive and easy to use, and the content itself is presented in a really clean and organized way. The use of really high quality images helps create a sense of space and atmosphere regardless of the device being used. And it's really important for websites such as this that the images that are being used are accurate and as high quality as possible in order to get bookings, to get listings and things like that. And another great example of a responsive web design in action is Apple's website. So Apple website also uses responsive web design. And the site features this kind of clean, minimalistic design that we've seen earlier with the plenty of white space and a focus on typography, and that adapts and that also adapts and comes across on the different screen sizes from desktop to mobile, ensuring that the content is always easy to read, always easy to navigate. The site also has a number of interactive elements to create that kind of sense of interactivity and engagement as well. It's kind of so it's a really kind of easy site and kind of a fun site to use as well. So in this way, in these examples, you can sort of see how responsive web design can be effective across a variety of different platforms and websites, from news sites to e-commerce sites and technology companies, and how important it can be to make sure that your website is mobile responsive as well. Next up, we have parallax scrolling. So parallax scrolling is a design technique that creates the illusion of depth by moving the background of a web page at different speed than the foreground. A really good example, Weglot website for Webflow. So Weglot expands the reach of Webflow, and it lets designers create multilingual language sites without having to know another language. So they use this parallax effect to kind of create this depth, and they kind of have this kind of really good effect to kind of create this kind of storytelling effect as well. And they also use these kind of interactive elements to kind of interact with the site and to kind of keep the users engaged as well. Like for example, like the prompt to click here, and you see so the parallax effect as you're scrolling as well. The site is this kind of prompt here to keep the user kind of engaged and on the site for longer as well. And it does again create this kind of storytelling effect. So it's a really good and kind of interesting website to kind of do, and to kind of if you want to keep your site kind of interesting and also keep users engaged onto your site as well. Next, we have full screen design, and full screen design is a design approach that uses the full width and height of a user's screen to display all the content. So a really good example of this is HBO's website. So HBO's website is a great example of full screen design. The site itself features this large full screen background image with this bold typography overlaid on top, and the use of really high quality images as well, and a minimalistic design that follows afterwards creates a sense of atmosphere and engages the viewer's attention as well. And it also puts focus on the most kind of popular kind of things that they want people to click on and things like that. Next, you have Coca-Cola's website. So Coca-Cola's website also features this full screen design, and they use really, really high quality images that takes up basically your entire screen. The site navigation is also very minimal. You can see this kind of toggle icon here, and has links to the different sections of the website as well. Following that, the different sections of the website is presented with large, bold text overlaid images, and these kind of bright, bold colors really kind of sets a create of energy and excitement as well. And next we have Tesla.com. So Tesla's website is another example of full screen design with this large, high quality image taking up the entire screen as soon as the screen is loaded. And the site's navigation is also very, very minimal at the top here. And it's kind of overlaid on the image, which creates a sense of interactivity and engagement. The site, you'll also notice, features a minimalist design with a focus on the high quality images and typography as well. So these examples all kind of show how full screen design can be used to create that sense of atmosphere, engagement, particularly when paired with high quality images and a minimalist design as well. Next, we have card design. So card design is a design approach that features content presented in small individual cards, and then they can be clicked on to reveal more information. So one really good example is Pinterest. So Pinterest website is a really great example of card design in action. The site will feature a grid of cards, each representing a different image or a piece of content, and the cards are presented in this really clean and organized way with a focus on high quality images and typography as well. Next, we have LinkedIn.com. So LinkedIn's website also uses card design, with each card representing a different user or piece of content. The cards are presented in the grid format with a focus on clear and concise information presented in a professional manner. The use of cards makes it easy to navigate the site and find relevant information really quickly as well. Next, we have Etsy.com. So Etsy's website is an e-commerce platform that also uses card design. Each card represents a different product or shop, and it's presented in a clean and organized way, and has a focus on high quality images and typography as well. The use of cards makes it easy to browse and discover new products on the site, as well as buy new different things and new shops as well. Lastly, we have illustrative design. So illustrative design uses hand-drawn or digitally created illustrations to create a unique look and feel for a website. One really good example is MailChimp. So MailChimp's website is a great example of illustrative design in action. The site features really playful illustrations throughout, from the homepage to the login page to the product and resources page. All the illustrations are really colorful and engaging, with a focus on conveying the brand's personality and tone as well. Next, we have Human.com. So Human's website is a digital design agency that also uses illustrative design. The site features custom illustrations that help convey the agency's services and approach to design as well. The illustrations are presented in a really clean and modern way, with a focus on minimalist design that lets the illustration shine. Lastly, we have Dropbox. So Dropbox's website is another example of illustrative design with playful and colorful illustrations throughout. The illustrations help to explain the brand's services and features, presented in a way that is easy to understand and engaging. The site also features a clean and modern approach that puts the illustration front and center. These examples show how illustrative design can be used to create a playful and engaging brand experience as well, particularly when paired with minimalist and modern design. The use of custom illustrations can help convey a unique brand and personality and tone as well. So, how to decide what type of web design to use? Choosing the right web design for your website is an important decision, and it can impact how your site is perceived by users. Some factors to consider are things like your purpose. So the first thing to consider is the purpose of your website. Is it primarily informational? Is it designed to sell products or service? The purpose of your site should inform the design choices that you make. The next thing that you want to consider is branding. So your website should reflect your brand and its values. Consider how you want your brand to be received and choose a design that aligns with that vision. Then you want to think about your audience. So think about who your target audience is and what their preferences are. For example, if your audience is mostly young and tech-savvy, a minimalist or flat design might be more appropriate. Then you also want to think about content. So consider the type of content you'll be featuring on your website. If you will be featuring a lot of images or videos, a design that showcases those elements might work the best. And you also want to think about usability. So your website should be easy to navigate and use. Consider how the design choices you make will impact the user experience, including the readability of text, the placement of navigation menus, and the ease of finding information as well. You also want to think about trends. So keep up with design trends and best practices, but don't feel like you have to follow every single trend. Consider what trend might work well for you and your website, which might not be appropriate. Ultimately, the right design for your website will depend on a variety of factors, including your purpose, audience, branding, and content. Consider each of these factors really carefully and choose a design that aligns with your vision for your website and your goals for your online presence. So what is a navigation system? A website navigation system, also known as a website navigation or website menu, is a set of elements or links on a website that helps users to browse and navigate the website's content. Typically, a website navigation system consists of a menu bar, a list of links that are usually placed at the top or the side of the website. The links in the system can be organized in different ways, like by topic, by section, or by audience. A good website navigation should be easy to use, easy to understand, allowing users to find quickly the information that they need, and it should also be consistent throughout the site, so users always know where they are and how to get to where they want to go. Some common types of website navigation include drop-down menus, hamburger menus, breadcrumb trails, and things like that. An effective website navigation is essential for creating a positive user experience and encouraging visitors to explore a site even further. So why is it important to ensure a website has a good navigation system? One reason why it's important is for user experience. So an easy-to-use navigation system makes it easier for users to find the information that they are looking for. This improves the overall user experience and makes users more likely to stay on your site, return to your site in the future, and recommend your site to others. If users are unable to navigate your site easily, they may become frustrated and leave your site. This can lead to a high bounce rate, which basically means that users are leaving your site after viewing only one page. A good navigation system keeps users engaged and encourages them to keep exploring your site a little bit more. The next reason is for accessibility. So a well-designed navigation system makes your site more accessible to users with disabilities or who are using assistive technologies. For example, a clear and descriptive menu helps screen readers to navigate a site more easily. And lastly, for SEO, search engine considers a site's navigation system when ranking it in search results. If your navigation system is difficult to use, search engines may not be able to crawl and index your site effectively, which can hurt your search engine rankings. Overall, an easy-to-use navigation system is critical for providing a positive user experience and improving engagement, making your site more accessible and helping your site rank well in search engines. Some things you want to avoid when you are designing an organized website navigation. You want to avoid overcomplicating the menu. So it's important to keep your menu simple and easy to use. Avoid using too many levels of navigation or including too many links in your menu. This can overwhelm users and make it difficult for them to find out what they're looking for. You don't want to use any vague labels, so make sure that your labeling in your navigation menu are clear and descriptive. Avoid using vague or generic labels that may confuse users or make it difficult for them to understand where they are on your site. And try not to use too many different types of navigation. So as mentioned earlier, there's different types of navigation, but try and stick to one or two types of navigation like drop-down menus or hamburger menu to avoid confusing users with multiple navigation tools. You also want to make sure that important links are really easy to find and not hidden away in a sub-menu or in the footer menu. Important links should be prominently displayed in your main menu or placed on your homepage. And most importantly, do not ignore your mobile users. With more and more people accessing websites on mobile devices, it's important to design your navigation system with mobile users in mind and at the forefront. Make sure that your navigation menu is easy to use on small screens and that links are spaced out enough to avoid any accidental clicks. By avoiding these common pitfalls, you can design an organized and effective website navigation system that makes it easy for users to find the information that they need on your site. So, as mentioned before, there are different types of website navigations. First up, you have the horizontal menu, and this is one of the most common types of menu, but it's a navigation system that is placed across on the top of the website. It's good for sites with a small number of main categories or pages, and they're best to use whenever you have a limited number of pages or categories that you want to highlight, and when you want to keep the menu in a consistent location across your site. You also have vertical menus. So vertical menu is a navigation system that is placed on the side of a website. This is a common navigation system for sites with a large number of main categories or pages. Vertical menus are best used when you have a large number of main categories or pages that you want to highlight and when you want to keep the menu in a consistent location across your site. Next thing you have is hamburger menus. So a hamburger menu is a navigation system that is hidden behind a small icon, typically 3 horizontal lines. This is a common navigation system mainly for mobile devices or sites with limited space. Hamburger menus are best used when you want to keep the menu out of the way until the user needs it and when you have a limited number of main pages or categories. Next, you have drop-down menus. A drop-down menu is a navigation system that expands when the user hovers over or clicks on a main category page. This is a common navigation system for sites with a large number of subcategories or pages, maybe an e-commerce site or some kind of retail site. Drop-down menus are best used when you have a large number of subcategories or pages that you want to highlight and when you want to keep the main menu simple and easy to use. Lastly, you have a breadcrumb trail. So a breadcrumb trail is a navigation system that shows the user where they are on your site and how they got there. This is a common navigation system for sites with deep hierarchy of pages or categories. Breadcrumb trails are best used when you have a large number of pages or categories that are organized in a hierarchical structure and when you want to help users understand where they are on your site. These are just a few examples of the different types of website navigation systems. The type of navigation system you choose will depend on the needs of your sites and users. So some examples of different navigation systems that some websites use. The website leopa.ai is using a combination of the vertical menu and a hamburger menu for navigation. The vertical menu is located on the right-hand side of the page and includes links to the main sections of the website like technology, about us, home, solutions, and things like that. And the hamburger menu is located on the top right corner, and this expands into the vertical menu to reveal additional links to the site's pages and sections. This combination of navigation system is commonly used on websites that have a large number of pages or sections, but they want to keep the main menu simple and unobtrusive. Having the menu off to the side like that means there's more space for the content and puts more focus on the content as well on the homepage and all the other pages as well. An example of a website using vertical navigation system is the official website of the New York Times. So on the left-hand side of the page, you will see a vertical navigation system similar to the Leopo one, except it's on the other side. And you'll see that includes the links to the main sections of the website, like home, world, business, politics, US, things like that. And there's loads more within this topic. So you can see that the vertical menu is used quite efficiently in this way because it's organized neatly by topic, but there are quite a lot of topics there as well. So they have a large number of sections or pages that they want to highlight, but it's not cluttered. It's very clear and organized using this type of navigation system. So this School of Information website for the University of Michigan is a good example of a website using a drop-down navigation system. So you can see the nav menu is separated into these topics, but if I hover over each topic, a drop-down appears with more links to the other sections of the website relating to that topic. The main menu includes links to the sections of like academics, research, programs, things like that. And then we drop down over research, for example, we can see all of the other pages, subsections of the research page. This type of navigation is ideal for websites with a large amount of content, but it needs to be organized in a hierarchical structure, as it allows for easy access to all the different sections and subsections of the site in a clear and organized manner. Additionally, it keeps the main menu simple and uncluttered while providing access to all the different areas of the website, no matter what area of the website I'm actually in. The Moss Bros website is an example of a website that uses a breadcrumb trail navigation in the system as part of their navigation. They have the main kind of drop-down and horizontal navigation system at the top, but you can see on each of their product pages there is the smaller breadcrumb navigation as well. And this kind of helps users keep track of their location. The trail includes links to the different levels of the site hierarchy, including slim fit, men's jackets, and then finally the home. So when the user clicks between each of these links and the breadcrumb trail, they're taken directly to that level of the site hierarchy. This type of navigation is ideal for websites with a clear and well-defined hierarchy of content, as it allows for users to move up and down the site hierarchy quickly and the content that they're looking for. And additionally, it provides a visual cue to the user of where they are on the site and how they got there, helping them to orient themselves and navigate the site a bit more efficiently. You see breadcrumb navigations more commonly on retail websites as well, and this kind of helps make it a bit more clear and organized structure for the user as well. Some more examples of websites using clear navigation structure. First off, you have this website that uses the horizontal menu at the top of the page with clear and concise labels for each section. But then when you click into each menu and when you hover over each menu, it then expands into the relevant subsections and links to the related content as well, meaning that it's kind of organized in a structured way and it makes it easier for users to navigate to the specific product that they want, or even explore different products if they wanted to. Airbnb's website uses a combination of the horizontal menu and a search bar to help users navigate to the content they are looking for. The menu includes links to the main sections of the site, like cabins, countryside, windmills, iconic cities. Then they also have links with the search bar, allowing users to search for specific destinations and types of accommodation as well. Next up, you have Nike. So Nike's website uses a combination of the horizontal menu and the drop-down menu as well to help users navigate to different areas of the site. The main menu includes links to the different schools and departments of the university, while the drop-down menu expands to show the main menu includes links to the different product categories like men's, women's, and kids, while the hamburger menu at the top and also the new and featured menu includes links to additional sections of the website like About Nike, store, and things like that. Next up, we have the Harvard University website. So Harvard University uses a combination of the drop-down menu at the top and the vertical menu as well to help users navigate to different areas of the site. The main menu includes links to the different schools and departments, and then the drop-down menu expands to show related content and subsections as well. Lastly, we have Etsy. So Etsy's website uses a horizontal menu at the top of the page, which is really clear and concise labels for each section. The menus then under each label form a drop-down menu with more subsections, links to related content and subsections, making it really easy to find specific items and categories on the website. And then they also made up of the search bar as well, so they can search for really anything if they're not sure what category it falls under. And that's a wrap on today's video on comparing different designs generated by AI. I hope you find this video useful, and if you did, leave us a comment below about what you enjoyed the most about it, and give us a like and subscribe as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.